After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Penhook and Needles podcast, episode 270. It is not Monday today, it is Tuesday, August 8th.
Although we don't know what day it is over by y'all.
Well, I said as we are recording.
Well, you didn't say that.
But you do not listen.
You did not, in fact, state that.
You did not, in fact, let me finish. I am Marlicia, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I am Tali, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
I want to welcome everybody to the PHN Fun in the Woman Cave. So we do want to welcome all new and returning viewers. If you are new, we're glad that you found us, and we hope that you will find something that will keep you coming back. And if you are returning, we're glad to have you with us once again here in the Woman Cave. Mm-hmm. If you are in the shadows, new or returning, please feel free to join the Ravelry group.
Or newly returning.
So that you could be eligible for prizes and giveaways and things like that. We have a couple things going on in the threads. And if you haven't subscribed on our YouTube channel and that's where you're watching us, please feel free to hit the subscribe button on your left. Okay? All right. We do have one official new member, and that is B Hair. I think it is B Hair. Like it reminds me of the spelling for Herr Schultz or something like that in German. Mm-hmm. Anyway, her name is Betty. Welcome, Betty. We're glad.
That was a better example than I was going to say. I was going to say hair, like Hitler.
That's hail, not hair.
Yeah, but that's what came to my mind. Right. Because
anyway, welcome, Betty. We're glad to have you with us. What is in your mug?
You first.
Why do I always have to go first?
Because yours is less interesting than mine.
I do not wish it.
Your mug's maybe more interesting.
Yes, I'm not using my tortoise versus hare mug today because
you drink the same tea every time.
I grabbed St. Paul today because I'm really tired. I was trying to take a nap before and I'm still tired. So here's St. Paul. And I have chai tea. And there's a prayer to the Apostle St. Paul on the back.
And
chai tea.
Yeah, Mom always has chai tea, which is why I always try to bully her to go first because everyone knows what she's going to drink.
One of these days I'm going to surprise you.
And I will be suitably surprised, except I'd probably know about it because, yes, it probably would have been me talking you into it. Tortoise versus hare mug. I have to turn it slowly because I turn step by step.
Reference.
So, before I let you have a sip, this is one of your favorites.
Looks like one of the ones that looks like a Germany tea.
Happy Hour Blend Herbal Tea by Plum Deluxe. It's got honeybush tea, hibiscus, lemon verbena, lime extract, love, gratitude, no caffeine.
Yay.
And you always like the ones with lime.
There's a lime in the coconut. No coconut.
No coconut. I'm sure if you brought it up to Andy that you want lime in your coconut, he would mix it all up.
Oh, this is it. This is it. This is that tea. What is this?
Mom, you said that about so many teas.
No. This is that tea. This is that tea. I want some of this.
You don't know how many times
Andy,
you said
that is the tea. That is the tea. Yes, I like that. That is...
and no caffeine.
I love it. That is the tea.
You've said that about
no. I've always said it's close. That is the tea. He's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. Reference. Okay, anyway.
I love that movie.
I do too. All right. We do have some promotions going on. We have a coupon code from the Yarn and I.
It's sad that I know what movie you're talking about just on that quote.
Well, we've watched it so many times. The coupon code from the Yarn and I, who is Cappy from the Yarn and I Cappy podcast. She has an Etsy group. If you want to know what that is, you have to go to our group.
If you
to
want to know what an Etsy group is,
ha ha ha. If you want to know what the code is, you need to go to the Etsy group. The Etsy group. Yes, she's derailing me, and I need to get a nap. You go to our thread. The code will be there. It's for a 15% discount on purchases over $25. And her Etsy shop is the Yarn and I. And she's got some wonderful stuff in that shop. So, yeah, so this is really exciting because 15% off is 15% off. And she's really got good stuff in there. Okay? Now, in our groups, if you look at the banner at the bottom of our threads, another person who has a coupon code going on is Thank God for Bags. They have something going on. I think it's free shipping for the United States. And Heidi, who is Undead Yarn, has a code going on. I've seen it on Instagram. It might be in her group for, I think it's 20% off until August 12th, I think.
And she has some really pretty yarns.
She's got some really nice yarns up there, so you might want to check that out as well. Okay,
I'm thinking of the bluish, is it bluish greenish?
She's got some really pretty yarn in there.
It's a sport weight yarn with whitish, bluish, maybe it's bluish, blue and purple. I can't remember. It's really pretty. It's the one I told you about.
Yeah, there's another one I like even better than that in there. So, yeah. Okay. Now, current in other groups, the Yarn and I Cappy podcast is having a Cal foster awareness support of depression and to support ourselves, and that is January 1st through December 31st, so it's a year-long Cal, and she does, say feel free to double dip or triple dip or whatever, as long as it meets all the requirements. You do have to be a member of her group to take part in her group, and the tag is number, the hashtag 123, those are numbers, for me Cal, so it's 123 FORMEKALCAL, okay? And that sounds like a lot of fun. There's the Harry Potter Cal going on the Victorian Studio podcast. That's Maureen. And this is also another year-long, so you're going to be hearing about this every week. Harry Potter along Cal, January 1st through the end of the year. And the rules and other information are in her group. Anything that's Harry Potter related. I actually think I have 2 projects now that are Harry Potter related, so I have to put those in. And I don't care for Harry Potter.
Somehow bunnies can fit into that, right?
No.
No?
No. Turtles can.
Really?
Yes, even though Maureen is she's an
owl, isn't she?
She's a bunny person, but she's an owl. That looks pretty. Okay, the Whip It Good Cal is in 3 podcast groups: Undead Yarn, A Crocheting Whovian, and Bookish Stitcher. And Heidi is the one who is spearheading that, but the co-hosts are Crocheting Whovian and Jeanette, who is a Bookish Stitcher. And they are both very good podcasts. I'm a little behind on Jeanette's. I think I'm caught up on the other 2. But they are wonderful to watch, and the Cal is simply to, bring out those whips and plops and finish them up. So that's pretty self-explanatory. I believe they have prizes in all 3 groups, and you just have to look at their rules to see what they are. And you might have some fun watching them too. So you have to remember the group, of course. And then the Stash Reduction Cal, that's the Never Cast Off podcast with Sheila, who is Blue Yarn Always, and Debbie, who is Deb's Destiny. And that is in conjunction with the Fiber Pusher podcast. And the rules are in both groups, and the along goes from group to group. It goes, 1 month is in Never Enough Yarns group, and the others it's Fiber Pushers group. So you just have to keep an eye. I think this month it is in the Never Cast Off podcast. But they're both really, really good podcasts, and they have some nice prizes, and it's a lot of fun. So you might want to check that out. All right, now we have, did I forget anything that was someone else's?
I don't know. I'm very behind on podcasts.
I can't think of anything else. If I remember, I'll bring it up. If not, I apologize. I try to get them all in my notes, and then sometimes I miss one here or there. Okay, the Tortoise versus Hare Cal is going on right now. That's Crocheting Whovian. That's her baby, and she has asked us to co-host along with B-Wing from A Comforting Craft, and of course she's a PH editor. So okay, and that runs July to September 30th, July 1st to September 30th, concurrently with our Cardiac Read Along. The rules are pretty standard for our group for this along, and I believe the rules are similar for Laura's as well, and Brittany's also, but check to make sure. You have to be a member of all 3 groups if you want to post in all 3 groups. All right, and it's basically 1 whip per project per week, an FO whenever it's finished. If it's a finished project of Taya's design, it gets 2 chances at a prize if it's the finished object. If it's a finished object that's finished in my yarn, it's also got 2 chances at a prize. And if you use Cappy's, no, that's not right. That's next along. Okay, so yes, and if you use my yarn in Talia's project as a finished object, in our group you get 3 chances, but I think in Laura's you get 4. So a lot of chances for prizes in that. Okay, they can be knit, crocheted, or loom knit, and we have lovely patterns. We have patterns by Vonnie that are really nice. We have patterns by Talia that are really nice, and you know, just, you know, I don't know who does Turtles. Is that Susan Claudino?
Yes.
Anyway,
I think it's Susan Claudino.
There's a lot of nice patterns out there, knit and crochet and loom knit for animals. So you might want to check those out, the tortoise and the hare. We do have prizes, and we do show them normally at the first end of the month. So
I'm not just playing on my phone. I forgot to put a project on my show notes, and I actually forgot to bring it with me. I'm just going to have to show the pattern when I get to that point. I'm just trying to find it.
okay, I'm going to show the prizes that we have for the tortoise versus hare along. We have gift tags from Brittany. That's B-Wing, and that's these. So we have some gift tags from Brittany. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you, Brittany.
We have one of the skeins of the yarn that was going with the kit. I had some extra ones, and this is a 328 yard sport weight. This is Magic Lagoon, so that's a skein. This is Lady Fernico Creations. That will be a prize. And we have 2 skeins of this colorway from Mama C, who is Christina, and this is the, I don't know what colorway this is.
That's the one you made.
That's the one I made PG out of.
Yeah.
You can check on my project page. Now the other tag broke, but it's all intact. It's just that the band broke. So those are the prizes for the tortoise versus hare. We have some wonderful prizes for that, and I know that Laura Concert and Brittany have prizes as well, but you'd have to check that out with them to know what that is. Now, okay, cardiac read-along?
Yes.
Oh, well, first of all, we have two lovely co-hosts. We have the co-hosts from the Never Cast Off podcast, Blue Yarn Always, who is Sheila, Deb's Destiny, who is Debbie, and Debbie has in the past donated pattern prizes. Sheila has donated prizes from her shop. So we're really glad to have them with us. They're very generous, and they're very supportive. So we're glad to have them with us. And then Bookish Stitcher, who is Jeanette, and she's from the Bookish Stitcher podcast, a wonderful podcast. She makes me laugh with some of the things she reads and some things she talks about. She was talking about in her last podcast, learning languages and how you lose it if you don't use it. And I didn't realize she has some knowledge of like 9 languages. So she's very bright. But anyway, and she talks about books and knitting and all this kind of stuff. She's really interesting.
I've heard that the what is it? Plus I lost the program. It's a computer program. The
You're talking about Rosetta Stone?
Rosetta Stone. I've heard that's very good.
It is, but that's not going to give you grammar. It's going to give you speech, from what I understand.
Right. It is.
Yeah.
It's more for.
It's conversation.
It's actually more useful for people who are like in my profession who want to learn it because they're going to be in contact with people. It's not for the person who wants to use it academically.
No. You don't, not even to write letters and stuff. You have to get some grammar with that. But it's a good program, very good program. Okay.
I've never used it, but I've heard good things about it.
So we have those lovely co-hosts, and the rules are fairly similar. We've got 1 whip per project per week, the FO whenever it's finished. Use pink or red in a significant amount, and that's shades of pink or red. If you think it is pink or red or in that family, okay, we will trust you on that. If you really have a question, let us know. But chances are, as we've said in the past, if you think it might be and you put on, we're not going to be able to tell a lot of times on the camera. So if you really,
because sometimes lighting will.
Right. So if you think it is, we're going to trust you on it. Unless you put something in that's like black or green or something, try to pass it off as pink or red, then chances are we're going to go with what you think because we trust you, okay? So it's 1 whip per project per week, 1 FO whenever it's finished, pink or red in a significant amount on the project. You have a double chance for prize for an FO with Cappy's heart yarn, any of her red yarns, okay? Especially the heart yarns. We need to see the tag, okay? A double for the FO with Talia's patterns, finished objects. Double for the FO, finished object, with My Lady Vertical Creations yarn with substantial red or pink in it, or pink in it, okay? And again, the tag with that, please. We have lots of prizes for this. In fact, we got some new prizes from this. Cappy sent me a package from the Yarn and I podcast. I'm sorry about the crinkling here. I just need to find it.
Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle.
Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. You remember, she sent us stitch markers for the autism awareness. Oh, this is not what I was saying.
And we definitely use those stitch markers.
And we do. We definitely do. Here's
I'm trying to remember what project I have it in. Oh, I know what project I have.
Yeah, I've got one of my projects has it, and I'm going to show. She sent us, these are made by her mother. Now, not all 4 of these will be going for this along. This will be spread out over 4 alongs. So she sent us these, and they look like, her mom makes these, and these look kind of like leaves. You know, like, it's a shape like a leaf. I don't know if that's what it is, actually, but you can see they're really pretty. You've got this really pretty green, and then a purple bead, and it's very well made. And then you have these elephants, which
Oliphants?
I love these because they remind me of my Aunt Joan.
Didn't Sam with Gramsci call them Oliphants?
Yeah. This reminds me of my Aunt Joan because my Aunt Joan used to love elephants. So this is the elephants. And I think this one will probably go for the toy along. And then this one is kind of, it's just very classy black.
It's got a couple crowns.
Yeah, black, crystal, and white.
That's blue. It's not black, it's blue.
Maybe it can.
That is totally blue.
Black. It's crystal.
It is totally blue.
Whatever it is, it's navy, black, whatever it is.
It's not. Hang on.
Now it's
blue.
showing blue. Now it's showing blue. But anyway, so these are another set, and then these remind me a little bit of Cappy because they look like roses on here, but they remind me of her logo, just the colors. You can see the pink and the green on there. I don't know if you can see it. So one of these will be a prize.
You can't see the roses very well, but it's putting it to camera, but it's very pretty.
Right. This one might be a prize for the cardiac because it's got the pink in it. And I want the elephant to be for the toy along. So that's coming up. That's one of the prizes for the cardiac. One of these will be. Let me just get this in. Well,
the elephant one is in, good if we had something like Alzheimer's or...
Right. Well, it'll be fine for the toy along.
It will.
I think it's perfect for the toy along.
It is.
It just... And it's got red on it, too. It could have been used for the cardiac, but I prefer to use it for the toy along. Okay, that's one prize. Now, we also have... whoops. Okay.
Where's the bunny?
I've got a pile of things here that I keep knocking over. Okay. We also have, for prizes... See. This is our last Delicue needle minder, I guess you call it, needle purse. I don't know. Anyway, this is one of the prizes. Needle case. This was donated by Lisa, Red Salt Box. Thank you very much for your generosity. That's the third one she had donated to us. Thank you very much for that. And then we have a skein of my yarn that Maria, who is Seductive Berry, she donated a skein of the Lady Vertical Creations in the Lady Diva colorway. So this is light, shades of light pink. So they're all light, but some are darker than others. And then we have 2 skeins of 50-gram yarns from Mama C. 2 of these. I think it's like 120 or 100 yards each. So you have 200 yards total. Very pretty colors. Kind of a, you can see it's a blue. Very nice blue. Okay, we have that. Family Diva, who is Sue, donated a $10 or less Ravelry pattern, downloadable pattern.
Very sweet.
And then Yarns It gave us a very generous donation as well. She bought 3 skeins of my yarn to give to you guys, okay? And she chose the following. Oh dear, I lost. Oh, this one I have to put my I have to put my new tag on it. This one is Falling Leaves. Okay, so this will be one of the prizes. This one is Pajama Party Oops. Okay. And this one is Heartsease, like the flower. Okay. So thank you for your very generous donation.
Very sweet of
Jean, very nice. Thank you. All of you have been extremely generous, and I was blown away by that, by the generosity of the people who have, you know, given so much for you guys, because we can't give prizes like this without their help, even in my yarn. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, everybody who donated. I hope that you like the prizes. We are very appreciative of the generosity. Put that in here. I think that's all. We had to draw for a prize for the autism awareness. Brittany, the cards that you gave us for autism awareness. Oh, I forgot these. I didn't have this listed yet. Cards from Brittany.
You said that.
Not for this.
Oh.
I just put them down.
Oh.
This, Brittany, I said her tags.
Oh, okay.
These are the cards for the cardiac. And I forgot to put it on my list. But Brittany's cards got lost for the
Autism awareness.
autism awareness, and I was going through trying to separate out, and I'm sorry I'm out of screen. I was trying to separate the prizes into the 2 alongs, and I found her cards tucked into a bag. So we did redraw. The person has been contacted, and she will be receiving her
Yeah, I
lovely
have
cards.
like 3 more prizes to send out. It's been a little bit of a busy week.
Right, well, we've had things that Taya may or may not go over during the cardiac stuff here. Okay, do you have anything to say now? Cardiac?
I know that we just covered a lot, but we're 20 minutes in and haven't even thought about projects.
Well, I told Daddy that we'd be late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, basically, before I completely jump into cardiac awareness, thank you for people who have been, 2 people who have been on the prayer thread. I've had my own personal cardiac issues pop up again. Nothing dangerous, just irritating and frustrating. Still trying to figure out where the what triggers the fast heart rate into happening. For those of you who are new, I have a problem with something called tachycardia, which is basically tachy is fast and then cardia is hard, so fast heart rates. Basically my heart will beat near an exercise level with everyday activities that are not exercise activities. Like
to give you an example, if I'm, and I'm just a whole lot of a number, if I'm at 60 normally, she might be at 80. Okay.
We went for a walk. Mom would be at 70, 80. I was at 110s, 120s. And I can get there just from getting up out of bed.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Sometimes I won't.
And that's the whole issue.
Yes, is that it's very inconsistent and inconsiderate.
Yes, I call it the inconsiderate heart rate. Or as we would call it, the bratty heart rate.
Well, one of my nurse friends thought it's absolutely hilarious that part of the diagnosis, the official name is inappropriate sinus tachycardia. So she thought it was hilarious because my heart's inappropriate.
Is that Beth? How did I know?
Because I forget what she had. It said, it's like, man, inappropriate heart.
You have to give Beth a hug for me next time you see her. She works with good people. Taya works with good people, so.
But it has kept me out of work for the past week.
Which is why we couldn't podcast yesterday. We had some things going on.
Yes.
So we apologize for the inconvenience.
Yes. That being said, I guess the only tip I can give for this week is know your body.
Right. Listen to your body.
Listen to your body. Women, symptoms for cardiac are a lot more subtle. And that's I mean symptoms, like most people will think of the chest pressure, the shortness of breath, the jaw pain, the left arm pain. For women and for people who are diabetic, those symptoms don't always occur. And if your heart is having issues other than the typical heart attack, if you're having a fast heart rate or something, which still can be an issue. For me, mine is a little bit unusual because I'm still in what's called a normal rhythm. So basically my heart's still doing what it's supposed to do, just a lot faster and a lot more inconsistent. A lot of people who deal with fast heart rate are also dealing with a rhythm that's wrong. So it is a part of the heart's not beating with the other part of the heart the way it's supposed to. And then there's concern for developing blood clots with that. So if you feel what's called palpitations, where you feel your heart beating faster, might feel like a little bit of a flutter in your chest, might just even feel like, the way I describe it sometimes is an offness. Something just feels off in your chest. Get it checked out. Your heart rate could be going faster than it. And you don't have to.
It could be any number of things. You should get it checked out.
You should get it checked out. You don't have to spend the money on an ER visit if you don't want to spend that kind of money. A lot of places there's an urgent care, which is a lot less expensive. They'll do an EKG.
And then they'll suggest
what you should do. A lot of times if they think it's heart related, they're going to send you to the ER.
And they won't let you drive.
So
bring somebody else with you, unless you want to have a ambulance fee.
Although sometimes if it's something, if you're showing definitely classic symptoms of a heart attack.
Yeah. Then you got to go to the ambulance.
Then you got to go to the ambulance. Don't even wait to go to urgent care. I'm talking about if it's more subtle.
Well, yeah, I was talking about like when I went in.
Yeah.
And I had to call somebody to drive me out.
Yeah.
If they think that you're having symptoms and you shouldn't drive, you should probably have an ambulance. But okay.
For women, the symptoms can be a lot more subtle. I know that personally, it'd be a lot more difficult for me to convince myself to call an ambulance if I was just feeling tired. So, but if you are feeling more tired than you used to, at least go to urgent care. At least go to your doctor so you can make sure that there's not other issues going on. And like we've said in the past, this is the phone.
Sorry, guys. I have no idea who that is.
Either. Call from 14345291102.
We've been having telemarketing and stuff like that all day.
Okay, well, I am not I'm not giving professional advice as a medical professional on this podcast. Disclaimer, yes. Do not go to your doctor and said, this nurse on this knitting podcast told me to do this. This is more to make you aware, to listen to your body, to get something checked out.
Right.
Your doctor is the one who knows your history, and is the one who knows how to treat you. But if you have a medical history of cardiac issues, if you have a family history of cardiac issues, get things checked out if you are feeling off, because sometimes things can be subtle.
Right. It's just like anything else, common sense. If you feel off, get it checked. A $20 copay or $25 copay or whatever your copay is a lot better than an ER or an overnight if you can catch it. So
yeah. Now that being said, if you are having symptoms where you probably are having a heart attack, the typical chest pain, jaw pain, if it feels like your last heart attack, which I've had people say to me, yeah, this feels like my last heart attack, call the ambulance.
Yeah, don't wait.
Don't wait. Because if it's in the same area, it could feel the same as your last heart attack. Or if it's in a different area, it could feel different.
And it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yes.
Okay, so do you have more to say?
No.
Okay. All right, I have 11, so...
Let me count mine. Plus, I forgot to bring one with me, but I'm too lazy to go up and get it. I'm probably going to do that one first because I forgot to bring it.
Okay.
And I actually even forgot to put it in my show notes. So 1, 2...
Make sure Sue and other people are counting.
Yes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know I have 10, you have 11, but can I do this one first?
I don't care.
Simply because I'm afraid I'll forget it.
I don't care.
Then you can do 2 after this.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Is there a song that doesn't matter? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay, so the one
That's Britney Spears, I think.
Is it?
No, it's Janet Jackson.
I don't care for either of them, so so the one that I started, I forgot to put in my show notes because I had stuff going on, was a pattern by our very own Vonnie Luce. I forgot to bring it with me because I forgot to put it on my show notes.
It's adorable.
It's Bunny Potholder for Talia.
Even if it isn't a turtle.
And I started it with Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton solids. And I'm using red for the cardiac ride along. This is the design by
It's so cute.
Vonnie. Like I said, I forgot to bring it with me, and for me to get past all the equipment, I'm kind of locked in here.
Valeria made hers in red, and it's got or pink, and it's got one ear tacked down. It's really cute.
Oh, so she tacked it to go like...
No, it's up like this. It's up like that, but this ear is folded down. Tacked.
Aww.
It looks really cute.
Let me look at the 3 projects.
Okay.
Oh, there's Valeria's. That is really cute.
She did it with a white tummy.
Yeah, I'm going to have an orange one on mine.
It's so cute.
And that's Valeria's. Because, you know, I forgot to bring mine, so...
Had to see something.
Yes.
I put Valerie, not Valeria.
There's a song called Valerie. It's a monkey song.
Yes, it is. Valeria. Okay. My first one is one I haven't worked on in a while, and yes, it's in my PHN Food in the Woman Cave 5-year anniversary bag. It's USA. That's Anne Brody, Silver Shed USA. And I did a couple rows on this last night because I expected to podcast yesterday, and I had everything else set aside and I didn't want to.
Yeah, yesterday was just not a good day for that.
Now these stitch markers are the turtle stitch markers by Cappy's mom. And Cappy's mom should be visiting Cappy, please. Hi, Cappy's mom.
Hi, Cappy's mom.
You make lovely stitch markers.
You do.
And these are her turtle ones, and I love them to pieces. Can you see them?
I feel like there's some... there's not enough bunny love.
Thanks for the turtle love, Cappy's mom.
There's... it's like there's... She's leaning toward turtles. It's not fair.
But they're so cute. She
They
did
are
such a
adorable.
good job with these. They're really pretty. I love them. I've got the colors that I think these are kind of a turquoise, and they're really pretty.
I sent off green ones as a prize.
Yeah, we sent off green ones,
and I have orange.
and you have
ones.
orange. Yeah, these are really nice. We kept these because Cappy gifted us each a set, and
Yeah.
I love them. They're perfect. They're just the right weight, and
They're
don't
just the white weight.
white weight, and they don't snag. So it's really, really nice. And I love her stitch markers. So whoever wins the next few sets that we have is really going to luck out.
Yes, they are.
The yarn I'm using is a gift from me as well. It's Utopia Lima in the Blue Sky colorway, and this was gifted to me by Laura Concert, who is Crocheting Hoovian. Yep. Okay, so that's that. And the pattern's out of my own head, so there's no pattern for this. I didn't show you how much I got done. I showed you the stitch markers. But
That's what was really important about this project.
well, it is. The stitch markers are absolutely gorgeous. I love them. Okay. I did make some progress on it. It's kind of like a little scarf right now. But I'm going to go until, I think I'm going to go until my yarn runs out because I want to use up all the yarn. This has alpaca in it. And it's really soft and squishy. And with the garter stitch pattern, it's really soft. I think it's going to be really warm. Feel this. It's just,
in the middle of a stitch.
I don't care.
Is it alpaca?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I wasn't listening to
I
you.
know, you were thinking about something else.
I was thinking about bunnies.
So I really like this a lot. Angora, did I say? No, I said, what did I say this was?
Wow.
Wow.
Alpaca?
Alpaca, that's what I said, yes. Alpaca.
You literally said it 5 seconds ago.
It started with A.
Literally 5 seconds ago.
Not figuratively, and really literally.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't use literally when I mean figuratively.
Let's see here. My next one is my Lemon Lime Fizz Baby Hat project. It's a loom knit project, And I've got it in my Kiki Boo Holiday Owls bag. And I'm using a Cindy Loom, and I love this yarn neon in yellow and neon green. Okay, and I made a little bit of progress on this.
That baby will glow in the dark.
He will. They won't be able to lose him anywhere or her anywhere. Look at this. I mean, it almost glows. I mean, seriously. I mean, look at this thing.
It's radioactive. It's the ooze.
It's the ooze. We're gonna get Ninja Turtle babies. So, I'm enjoying this. This is one I just kind of, if my hands are bothering me, I'll do a lot of this. Or if I just want to, I'm tired and I just don't want to think too much. And the two yarns are held together. They're sport weight yarn held together. So I'm enjoying this. And it's not too heavy a hat, but it's heavy enough to be warm. Because sometimes when I use a worsted and a sport or two worsted together, it's too heavy.
Right.
I think this is sport weight. Let me see. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Is that the right one? I love...
It's medium. So it's worsted?
Yeah, medium is worsted. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess it's worsted. It's more like a light worsted, though, than a worsted, if it is, so... Okay.
Well, you're used to the Aran weight.
No, this is the print.
Oh. Well, that's what you gave me.
Yeah, I know. Let me see here. I'm trying to find... That's chunky. I have a bunch of tags in here.
You might want to get rid of some of those tags.
Here they are. Yeah, they're sport weight.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they're sport weight. So I'm enjoying this. It's fun. Your turn.
Yes, it is. In my Pod Blue, I don't even know if she's still making bags or not.
I think so. I'm not sure, though. I think I went and looked for it, but I don't know if she had anything in there. It's been a while since I looked.
This is my Batgirl Jean bag. She may be a really nice Nightwing one, but the thing is I have my cross stitches in it, so it doesn't come out.
Right.
Because I don't work on my cross
And it doesn't
stitch
have a bottom.
No, it's a not unlike this one, which is very good for like blankets and stuff.
Right.
The Nightwing one is
It's more of an envelope style.
yeah. So this is Kate's Fault Miter Square Blanket from Scrap Sport, DK and worsted weight yarns, and it's inspired by KF Jones of Baker Bears fame. Tutorial videos in her in the Patreon videos. Right. Now, this got a lot of work on it. If it's not winter, a lot of times I'll work on this when I'm fairly stressed. That's a Batman colorway.
I was just looking at something. Yeah.
Because this is a mindless project and I don't need to have a lot of brain power for it. And I had a fair amount of stress this week with everything going on, so...
How many squares did you do?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a half. That tells you how...
Yeah.
I really did not have the brain power to work on much of anything.
Did you work on them all night? Is that what you did, or it wasn't that long of time period?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I was fairly stressed.
Yeah.
Is
that my colorway?
This is Plum Deluxe.
I thought so.
Okay, so this is from my
Purple Blue Jeans?
Fur and Blue Jeans shawl. This is Plum Deluxe. Not sure. Oh, this was one of Heidi's colorways.
It looks like it might be Atlantis or Jaws.
Yeah, I think so. This one was gifted to me by someone.
That's really pretty.
It is really pretty. It's got some really pretty pops of green in there.
Is the next one Miracle Jen?
I don't know. This was one someone gave me. It's really pretty. It's purple with like little rainbow.
That's pretty.
Spread throughout.
That's really pretty.
This one was the same one who did the Batman and Superman yarn.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Laura gave this to me. And this is just Batman. This orange one I think I picked up at a fiber festival.
It's like safety orange.
Yeah. Not sure. I think this one came from the last Maryland Sheep and Wool as well. I think this maybe as well. And this is some...
Is that Raisha or is that Biker Chick?
I'm not sure.
It is Miss Babs, right?
It is Miss Babs. Yeah. So... Yeah, this got quite a bit of work done on it. I haven't woven in any ends because honestly I haven't felt like it. All I wanted to do was add another color because it made me feel better. Yeah, I hadn't worked on this in a very long time. And probably when everything calms down again, it probably won't get work on it again for a while until winter. Simply because this is my stress project.
Is this fun?
Down there, yeah, I think it is fun. Yeah, we have gotten quite a ways up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is row 8. So at this point, it's kind of a lap blanket, a very long lap blanket, because let's see. Here's.
You're gonna go off the screen here. See?
Yeah, it's longer than our futon because I made it for
Yeah.
a queen size bed.
It's cool. I love it. Actually, it's not cool. It's warm. It's very warm.
So this is a long-term project.
A plop, plop, plop.
Yes. And we can't remember what plop stands for.
Project.
Long-term
ongoing project.
Yes. It's a Tilly Trout.
It's a Tillyism. Yes.
And Tilly only occasionally podcasts anymore. I
Right.
think.
We miss you, Tilly.
Yes, we do.
Tilly Trout. Okay. Okay. Now,
Oopsie, is it
there's
bunny?
a bunny. My next project is in my Kikiboo Puzzle Pieces project bag. This is my Because He Asked Me project. It's a Tie Me Up pattern from Burnett Designs. And the colorway is the Shire colorway, which is a Madtosh. And this was supposed to be for my husband. Actually, it's probably going to go to Christmas now. I'm working on Christmas. Does this count, Sheila, for Christmas in July?
You've been working on it since last Christmas, right?
No, not quite that long. But I think I started like around, I had to check, but I think it was like February or something like that. But I haven't been able to work on anything sustained. So it's getting better. I'm doing more at once, so that's good. And I did about maybe,
Well, the weather's cleared up a bit.
and so I've done about 6 or 8 rows on this one. And I try not
Well,
to.
how far are you to? You have to start decreasing for the thin part.
I have to do 21 inches, and I think I'm at about 17. Let's see.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a bag with a. Okay, you found.
Oh, I'm at 18.
Yes.
So I've got about 3 inches before I do whatever it is I have to do next. And every once in a while I get this little section that looks like I didn't do it right, but it always turns out okay.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to trust.
And these are on 3.25 US 3 Cowgirl Red Lace Circulars. They're interchangeables. I don't use my interchangeables very often. I prefer my fixed, but... Okay.
Okay, so in my... Let me think about which bag this is. Oh, I did bring the other... No, I didn't. Okay.
Well, did you or did you not?
I didn't. It was a similar bag. Stay.
I must have needed my tea because I feel a little more awake now.
Well, good. I'm glad for you.
Yes.
In my... Yes, this is the proper bag.
And your yes is the proper bag?
Yes.
That's my bag. I just put it down.
In my, we're going to do a magic trick then. Your product's no longer going to be in it. In my Kikiboo Puzzle Pieces bags is...
Bags? You can only have one.
I have yours as well. You just don't know it yet. It's my Christmas peppermint socks. Are my Christmas peppermint socks? Anyway, the basic rib sock using magic loop pattern by Melissa Bayer. And I'm using Dragonfly fibers in the base dragon sock, and the colorway is Stole Christmas. Stoll Christmas. And I cast it on in Advent of last year. I'll probably still be working on it in Advent of this year.
Well, you get to finish it for Christmas socks.
Provided I actually work on it. So,
We work on what we want to work on. When we want to work on it.
Yes. I finished one sock. I had this finished last week.
It's so pretty. Oh, Maureen had mentioned on one of your socks.
Yes, it's the other
Did you
pair.
see it? Okay.
You had mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marie. Now I'll talk about that when I get to that point. And then I got some work done on the other sock. On the second sock.
Yay.
So it grew a little bit.
Little baby sock. Little baby cuff.
Yep. Although the cuff and the leg are the same for this particular saw.
Oh, are they?
Which is convenient. This is the one where I don't have to have a notebook. I just measure.
I like projects like that. I remember when I first started watching podcasts, I remember Nicole, Hot Ass Knitter, saying that she preferred, I think it was Nicole, said that she preferred...
I would believe that because you believed everything Nicole said is gospel for the first year of podcasting.
It was true, though.
It was.
That she preferred to have a project where she measured as opposed to counting. And I understand that because I always like, did I mark it off? Did I mark it off? And I have a hard time counting the stitches, especially for knitting.
Right. You get used to it.
I haven't done it yet. Okay, my next
But I do prefer measure.
Yeah. My next one is in my knitting... Seriously?
Where the phone rings.
Yes.
Oops.
Don't ask for
Call
who.
from Algeria.
That might be my husband. I better look at this. Excuse me.
I'm going to
Call
put us
from
on pause.
Algeria.
Hold on.
Okay, I don't know who that was, but anyway, moving along. In my Knitting's My Bag Holiday Angels bag, which I absolutely love, by the lovely Lois, is my Bright's Baby Blanket project from the Malt Pattern by Tin Can Knits. I'm using US 8 Cowgirl Red Lace Circulars. And I made a little bit of progress on this. I can only do a couple rows on this at a time because it's getting long. But
Whoops, it's a bunny.
it is, and I need to.
He's a bunny.
That's what I said.
No, you said it.
It is a bunny.
He.
Anyway, I made some progress on this.
I don't believe you're it, ninja.
Okay. So this is the front. I'm just starting on the pocket. Well, it's not a pocket. It looks like a pocket to me. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
they could. There. You can see it. It shows up very nicely.
So I'm enjoying this, and there are mistakes.
I
in
love
this.
the color.
I do too. I think when I make this pattern next time, because I will make it again, I might leave out everything except for the edges, the garter edges, and just have it
well,
stockinette.
what weight is the yarn? Because you could possibly do the pattern I'm doing.
This is a sport weight. I mean, a worsted weight.
Yeah, because this pattern has it written for 3 different weights.
What pattern?
The one I'll show later.
That's my second one that I want to do. I want to have a couple of patterns that I can do for babies that don't take too much effort, that I can just enjoy doing, so I can have. Like,
and you get to use your stitch markers for it, which
Yes.
is always fun.
Is that the one with cables in it?
No, it's the one with squares.
Oh, squares, right. So if I have a couple of patterns, I want like 2 or 3 baby patterns for...
Yeah, I wouldn't want cables with this kind of yarn because that would take away from the yarn.
Right. I want to have 2 or 3 different, like, baby blanket patterns, 2 or 3 different hat patterns or more, and then, you know, so I don't get bored and people get a variety of stuff.
Is that acrylic?
Yes.
I'd be tempted to pick up some of that when I'm done with the baby blanket. It'll take me forever to finish the baby blanket, but when I'm done with my baby blanket, I think I might pick up some of that. And
I
make a
might
baby
have
blanket.
some left over when I'm finished, because
Yeah.
I was intending on making one of your square... Oh, no, I was intending on making... She did like a log cabin round thing.
Right. Was it the 10 stitch one that you were going to do?
Yes, I think so. And I just decided I wasn't ready for that, and I picked up this one instead. And I really like this one. I like the malt pattern. Tin Cat Knits writes a really nice pattern. And the colors are showing up really pretty. I love the kind of graduated...
I really love the
change.
color changes.
So this is going to be pretty. And I've got a ways to go on it, but I'm in no real hurry. So that's that.
All right, let me mark this off. So, next for me, oops, he is a bunny. In my, this bag. In my, Cappy 913, Cowgirl Bag. She doesn't have a shop or anything. This was something she was making back when she was podcasting.
I think she was just starting out.
Yeah, she was.
I think she was considering doing something, but then she stopped podcasting.
Yeah.
And we miss her. She was fun to watch.
She was fun to watch. She started up about the same time we did.
Yeah.
So, we've seen so many come and go.
Her mom's a pistol, too.
Yeah, she is.
What's it? Central...
I don't remember.
Central 1959.
Because she's not on Facebook. She's not on Ravelry. She's on
she's on Instagram. I think she's Central.
My hair is doing
I think she's Central
wants.
1959. I think that's what she is.
I've got like a poof going on.
I don't care.
I do. Okay. Anyway, I didn't get a lot of work done on this, but this is the Happy Snails Trails hat, which is a bankhead pattern by Susie Gorley. I worked on this at the beginning of the week. This is Miracle Jen Yarns Worsted Merino Superwash in the colorway Happy Snail Trails. And this is for charity.
It's a pretty hat.
And
here's a stitch marker.
Yes.
One of Cappy's mom's stitch markers. Oh, seriously. I apologize, guys. I don't know what the deal is.
Call from 1395636.
Seriously.
5.
We don't know a 1-3.
Excuse me.
Okay, so this, I am on the decreases for this.
If you can't answer the phone, you need to stop calling. Thank you.
Ooh, you got tough. Wow. Wow, she got tough.
I'm tired of it.
She doesn't usually get tough. She's usually very nice. She's like, oh, I'll listen to you for a bit as you telemarket at me.
Well, they're not even doing that. They're not answering. I get really annoyed when there's a couple of things. One is when they don't answer, and the other is when it's a telemarketer, and they talk at you and you can't get a word in edgewise. This person wasn't answering, and they've called 3 or 4 times with different numbers, I think. I think it's the same people, and if not, oh well.
If not, you're just really rude to the person.
There was nobody on there.
Oh, okay.
They didn't answer. And that's why I knew that you say hello 3 or 4 times. I was like, all right, don't call. If you're not going to answer, have the courtesy to answer when I pick up the phone, then don't call me. And I don't usually do stuff like that.
No, she doesn't. She got tough. She don't do tough.
I left the phone in the other room, so hopefully if it rings, I won't hear it as much.
Yeah. So Ricky, please lose our number.
It might work.
Write that down because I'm not going to remember.
I don't know where my notebook is.
You're probably sitting on it.
Sit on it, Potsy.
Yes, you are sitting on it, Potsy.
Okay. And if they don't know the reference to that, I don't know.
I think everyone knows the reference to that.
Ricky, don't lose that number.
Ricky, please lose that number. You can write it as a quote down there. But yeah, I've started the decreases on this. So closing it up. Hasn't gotten a whole ton of work after the beginning of the week. Because usually I work on this on the exercise machine.
Okay. Okie dokie. In my... I love this bag. This is my Turbo Knitter 64 Mickey and Minnie Mouse bag that he made. I won from him. And it's on a yellow field. And this is my Oceana Cowl project from the Nifty Knitter Cowl with Pom-Poms Imogen Cowl pattern by Lion Brand Yarn. And I'm using the largest size Easy Loom that I have. And James C. Brett.
You've made a new yarn. James Bree.
Oh, look at this. It's got some little transition here.
Yep.
Can you see the transition? Well,
yeah, they can.
It's kind of open, so it's hard to see, but
they can kind of see it.
Kind of a yellow-green. When it gets further down, you'll be able to see it. This is such a pretty yarn. I love this color. And I like working with the James C. Brett yarn. It's a lot of yardage for a chunky yarn, and I think I'll have...
And Laura's going to make a bunny out of it.
Or you're going to make a turtle. So this is kind of open, but I want it to be open because I want it to be a cowl. And I don't like to be really heavy on my neck. And when it's bunched up, it'll be folded over it. And it is warm. I have another one of these. People who have watched us for a while know that last year I made one of these in a different JC Brett.
Yeah, it was like an orangish.
It's up there. It's
because I thought Lucia was going to walk home with it.
Yeah, I thought she was too. It's kind of in an autumn colorway. So, and that one actually folds down so you have a little brim, for lack of a better term. I'm not going to do that on this one. I'm just going to let it roll.
Let it roll.
Let it roll.
Let it roll.
So, that's that. And this one is I believe it's a free pattern. I don't think I paid for that pattern, so Lion Brand Yarn usually is. I had it in here. It's the only it's the only bag I own that fits this thing.
Mm-hmm. You just had to creatively organize.
Yes. Well, this is a huge skein of yarn, and it wants to get caught on all the pegs.
Right.
Okay, so that's that.
So, which actually got far more work than it has in a while. This is my Silvershed USA Tree Frogs bag.
Tree frogs, not tree turtles.
Not tree turtles.
Even when she messes up, it's a turtle, not a bunny.
No one would say tree bunnies. That's just
Nobody
ridiculous.
would say tree turtles either.
But it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway, this is Nemu. It's the On the Forest Floor pattern by Simone Crete. And I'm using Miss Babs Yazawada skein in the colorways Faded, Chirp, and Marine. And I'm just leaving out the twigs for this pattern. And I bought this yarn at Maryland Sheep and Wool this past year. There we go.
Okay.
It's okay, I got it.
Got it? All right.
I just need to untangle a little bit. Okay, got it. So, worked on this when we were taking a class on Tolkien online.
Yeah, that was fun. We had one more class to take.
And I think I also worked on it a little bit outside of that class, but mostly during the Tolkien class.
Isn't that pretty? Looks
So-
like a Barbie skirt, you know.
It's
or
very much
top.
not my normal colors.
I like
But I fell in love with this grayish
periwinkle gray.
periwinkle
Yeah.
color.
It's very pretty.
So,
It's not showing up with the variations that it should.
but it's really pretty. I picked the other colors based on the gray.
Mhm.
And this is for me because it's mine. I like this. I love the way this shawl falls. I don't have it with me, but I have a brown one that was from the one of the ones in the kits, and I wear it a lot.
I'm still working on that one. Ty's going to help me to fix the mistake on that one. We both have a little more time.
Yeah. Oopsies.
So right now that mine's in hibernation. She's doing her second one. Okay. Let's see. My next one is my Mother's Day shawl project from the Dead Easy pattern by Heidi, who is Knitty Girl of Undead Yarn. And this is a free pattern, I believe. It's in my Star Wars at bag. I am using US 6s, and all the yarn is Undead yarn, which means it's all beautiful. 2 of them are roadkill, and 1 of them is, let's see. I don't know what this other one is. One of these is an actual colorway, but I don't remember which one. Heidi would be able to tell me, I'm sure, if she saw it. But so I'm working the second color right now. I'm kind of tangled up here, but let's see.
Is it actually in your show notes? I don't know. You have Jaws.
Do I have Jaws? I couldn't
Yeah.
see. Okay, then it's Jaws. Okay, so I've just started the second roadkill. If you can see this.
They can see it.
Oh, wow, yeah, you can. That looks really nice.
Mhm.
So this is a fun project. It is exactly as it says. It's dead easy. I don't have to think too much about it, and I can just sit there and knit, 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 knit. I mean, there are parts of the pattern where I have to pay a little bit of attention when I'm changing something up, but I just started a second section, and I have a few rows to go before I go to the final section. The final section, you see the first color, and this is the second color here, and then the third color is this. So
Yeah, it'll tie things
like that.
That'd be nice.
So I'm looking forward to finishing this and adding it into her FO thread. I love this. It's very nice to work. You did good, Heidi.
I'm trying to remember. I think I put my last Undead FO in the Undead.
Yeah, you did. I saw
okay.
it.
I couldn't remember.
The bunny.
Well, way to, give things away, Mom.
I didn't say which bunny it was.
I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
In my Silvershed USA Kitties in the News bag is design in progress. This got quite a bit of work done on it. At the beginning of the week, toward the end of the week, when I had trouble focusing, not so much.
Right. Okay, my next one is in, let me find the bag here. My Sea Turtles bag. Okay, this is my Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle. Rainbow is the name. And I didn't get a whole lot of work, but I did get some. I'm just about ready to start stuffing the shell here. And I'm using Fun in the Woman Cave colorway, and then Knit Picks in red and in, I think, yellow. But this is how far I've gotten. Once I finish this, it should go pretty fast. So I like the fact this one I'm going to keep. It's my yarn. I'm going to keep it. So I do keep a fair amount of my toys, but I haven't kept one in a while, so I'm going to keep this one. And he likes. Okay, and this is Knitting's My Bag. Okay.
So, let's see. Next. Oh, yes. Let me put my hook in here and then. In my, Knitting's My Bag, London bag is, and this is one of my first bags.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. It's the Robin's Egg Blanket, which is a Building Blocks pattern by Annie Dempsey. And I'm using Lion Brand Pound of Love in the colorway turquoise.
And this is the blanket that she thinks I should use with that yarn.
So,
that's a heavier worsted, I think.
well, it's a baby.
Might be an Aran. Oh, really?
This is
Maybe
a
it's
baby
just
yarn.
thick. Yeah.
I'm using US 8 needles.
Does this have a back on the front?
Yes.
Okay.
You're looking at the back.
Okay.
They're looking at the front.
All right.
You see,
Right. Okay.
the
I see
squares
it.
are definitely
Yeah,
developing.
I see it. Yeah, I see it. I mean, they're on the back too, but
Well, they're only on the back because you could just tell it's a thinner fabric.
I was talking about the.
Well, yeah, but you can. The only reason why you can tell is because it's a thinner fabric.
So you're calling these squares? I was thinking of these.
Yeah, no, they're
Okay.
the centers are these things are squares. The stockinette
So.
versus the garter.
Isn't that pretty?
So, pretty soon we'll be getting another pane because it kind of makes me think of like window panes.
Window panes, yeah.
So we'll get another one of these pretty soon, and then we'll go. I think there's 3 rows.
This is a paid for pattern,
I can't remember.
so we can't really make a guess on how many ridges there are.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. It doesn't look like it's overly difficult. So
No, it isn't.
It's nice because you can use a plain yarn or a tonal yarn and really have a nice effect.
Yes. So this is nice, mindless project. I'll probably be working on it a while because it's a fairly large baby blanket. There you go.
Okay. Now, I don't know if I had this one on the hook before or not. In my Silver Shed Autism Awareness bag, I think this is her medium. Using, I think this is Knit Pick Brava worsted in a cream colorway, is my Cerebel Table Runner project from the Cerebel Scarf
You did show
pattern.
this last week because
Did
we had
I?
determined that was how you hurt your hand.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Anyway, so I made some progress. I figure if I do a row or 2 on this, I'm okay. I did about 2 rows on this. So you can see the definition's showing up well.
Yes, it is.
This is
Well, it
gonna-
always has for this project.
This is gonna, yeah, it's gonna be a little table runner for a little piece of furniture we picked up last week, or 2 weeks ago, or whenever it was we picked it up. Did we pick it up last week?
I think it was last week.
Okay, well, whenever we picked it up, it's only been a couple weeks at the most. So it needed something, and that's what this is gonna be, is a table runner. And I think I have to do like, I think I wrote it down like 28 inches or something like that long. So I'm about maybe a third or a quarter of the way through. And this pattern was my go-to for charity scarves and things until I hurt my hand. And actually I hurt my hand not on this project, but on the one with all the baubles, I think, originally.
Right.
But this one doesn't help
Although
too
you
much.
do wear that bobble one a lot.
I do.
At least if you hurt your hand on something, you hurt your hand on something that you love.
Yeah, at first I didn't think I was going to wear it because of the shape and stuff.
Yeah.
But I do wear it. So
I'm glad it's something that, you know, if you're gonna have something hurt you, it'd be better than something that you didn't end up hating and never wear.
right. Okay, so that's
Because
that.
that would have been kind of sad and depressing.
Yeah.
Okay, so in my Kikaboo Bags Teacups bag is Harry. This is the one that Maureen said would
Right.
because she's worked out of this one before. This is Miss L's basic 6-ply sock pattern. Oh, okay. I thought there was something on my sweater. By Miss L. I'm using Nomadic Yarns Twisty Sport in the colorway Harry. And
the colors are fantastic
yes,
on this.
they're very rich, which is why I think it bleeds a little bit. I haven't had it, it's just because I haven't tried to wash it or anything. I think that the next step I have to do is to pick up the gusset stitches, but I finished the heel turn.
And if you're worried about it bleeding onto other colors, you can use one of those color catchers. I have some, just to keep it away from the sock.
So yeah, there we go. The heel turn is in black.
Very cool.
Actually, it's kind of funny the way it worked out. The heel flap ended up red and the heel turn ended up black. I mean, I couldn't have planned that if I had tried. And then the gusset, picking up for the gusset's going to have green.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it looks almost like I was trying to do a tutorial or something. Don't know if that'll end up that way with this split-second sock.
Right.
But
they're fraternal twins, not identical.
yes.
Okay, this next one was not on my needles beforehand. This is my sidewalk shawl project from the Ollivander shawl pattern by K.F. Jones, and this is one of my Harry Potter projects. I was looking for something that I wanted to change, and I wanted something that wouldn't really hurt me in any way, shape, or form. And I already had this, because I buy everything that Kay does, except her socks and her toys. So I buy all the shawls. And so this is the Ollivander shawl, and I'm using Marigold Jean yarns, DK weight, merino superwash, and the sidewalk chalk, and Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein in the russet colorway. I have to find the bag here. Let me see what bag I put it in. I think it's in.
Didn't you put it in the teacups one?
Yes, I did. You're right. Okay. And I just barely started this because I've been tired and I didn't want to play around with it. It's not difficult. You just have to pay attention to the start. This is the russet Miss Babs. I used that for Tara. I meant Tara for
Valeria.
Pippi. Here, see? It's that color. And this sidewalk chalk is the other colorway, and that's Marigold Jean. It looks like this. I'm trying to find. I see my needles. I just hope my small little bit of shawl didn't slip off my needles here. Let me see. I need to get another metal tube thing because this keeps falling off. My yarn is all tangled up. And right now I'm carrying it up the side. I know Kay says that she cuts it, but so I don't know if you can see where I've switched colors because it switches colors pretty quick.
Yeah, it's too early to tell.
But that's how far I got on this. And I just started this past week because I wanted something different to do. And I like it so far. And I believe it's asymmetric, so that's going to be nice. I'm still learning how to wear them, but they're easier for me to make. So I like Kay's patterns. I have, I think, 3 or 4 of her patterns on the 3 or 4 projects with her patterns on my needles.
Right.
I think I have 2 of her what's my bonfire? It's a
Blast. It was her first shawl.
yeah, it was her first shawl.
It was the fingering weight. Can't remember the name of it right now.
Well, I got 2 of those on, and I really like that one. And then I've got this one, and I want to say I have something else, but I can't think of what it is. So I like that a lot. And this is a Plover Bird teacups bag.
In my I don't even know. This really was my first bag. Even before
I think I got that for you.
No, I got it for myself.
Did
This
you?
was from Knit Picks.
Are you sure?
Oh no, wait, you're right. No, I don't know if you got it from me, but this isn't from Knit Picks. This is.
I think I got that for you for Christmas.
This was an early bag. You have one of these kinds. I forget who the maker is.
That looks like I know who it is. I can't.
Yeah, I know who it is. I just can't remember. This was a very early bag, and I never really. I used it mostly for like spindle stuff. For a long time, so I can't remember who the bag maker is, and there's no tag because I never really bought much of the bags after that point, just because.
I don't think you bought it from her. I think I bought it from her because these These remind me, yeah, because it's the same person who did that bag of.
Well, yeah, I know, but I bought my own.
You didn't use that person.
Yes, I did. I used her once.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I was pretty sure I bought that for you, but it doesn't
No,
matter. It doesn't matter. You got the bag. It doesn't really matter.
so I do really like this bottom here. This
Corduroy.
bottom. Anyway, this is Anita, and it's the Oops the Bunny pattern designed by me, and I'm using Lady Furnico Creations Sportway. It's a tortoise versus hare colorway, and it's not for the faint of heart, which is not the one that I the mom gave me for the kit.
Mm-mm.
I bribed her for the pink one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And this is darker than the Lady Diva. This is a slightly different colorway.
Anita Neater C, one of our PHNers, had made a really adorable, I think it was a year or two ago, a really adorable pink bunny with brown eyes. And I wanted said bunny, so I have...
Oh, did you go with the brown then?
I did go with the brown, because I kept seeing that bunny in my head. So here's my pink bunny with brown eyes. There's her head. And she's named Anita after Neater C. And I'm starting on her body.
Yeah, this has fuchsia as opposed to the other one that just has pink in it.
Mm-hmm. But yes, I have wanted a pink bunny for a while because that bunny was so flippin' adorable.
It's cute.
So.
Okay. All right. In my next, this is another new one for me. And this is in my tortoise versus hare bag. And this is this is Turtle Potholder from the Turtle Love Potholder pattern by Vonnie Luce. And I'm using knit picks in 3 different greens. And
Yeah,
I just started.
you got farther than me.
This is mine.
Although I can't remember exactly where I'm at because I left mine in the other room.
I'm using knit picks. This is not knit picks. This is, I love this cotton. And I've got 3 different shades of green that I'm using.
Pretty.
So, and this is a fun pattern. And I appreciate Vonnie making a tortoise for us. That's kind of cool. So, I'm happy about that.
We will have representation in our kitchen.
What?
We will have turtle and bunny representation in our kitchen.
Yes, yes we will. Yes we will.
Even though Dad will probably like your green turtle better than my red bunny. 'Cause he doesn't get why...
You just tell him it's an angry bunny.
Oh.
Okay, so that's... I have to make sure where I'm going is going this way. I usually start it again, but I mark my stitches, my first stitch, and I hold my other stitch because I have been known to get directionally challenged and do short rows, or the equivalent thereof. So, that's fun. I'm using an F hook, even though this is worsted weight yarn. Otherwise it will be humongous. Okay.
In my Little Skein in the Big Wool Velveteen Rabbit bag is Pumpkin Latte. And this is also the Oops the Bunny pattern by me. And I'm using Miracle Jam worsted weight in the colorway Pumpkin Latte. The thing is, I was looking at the yarn, I hadn't looked at the colorway, and I was like, man, this looks like those pumpkin mocha lattes I really like. I should call it like pumpkin mocha or pumpkin latte. And then I looked at the colorway to put it in the show notes, and I'm like, huh, the colorway is actually pumpkin latte. So that tells you how good a job she did with her colorway.
Does.
But like, it was spot on to the point where I'm like, this looks like a pumpkin latte. So
it could be a tea pumpkin latte too. Chai tea one. That's very nice.
Here
I like that color.
I really like the color. I like the way it's working out. I tend to like Miracle Jam on toys.
I like Miracle Jam, period.
Yes. And here's the, whoopsie, the bunny. Bunny body.
Very nice.
So far. So. The pink one and Anita and Pumpkin Latte are sharing a pattern right now. So they have their own notebooks, but they're sharing a pattern.
They share. Okay. My last project, I think this is my last one, is my Tweety the Owl project. This is from the Loom Knit Owl pattern by Stephanie May. And I'm using a 24 peg loom. It's an easy knitting loom. And Hometown USA in the Big Sur Tweed and Phoenix Azalea colorways. And that is not the right bag.
Did you have another project?
Pardon?
Do you have another project?
No, one is an FO.
Oh, okay.
This is my mom's the L bag. Okay. because I had these new projects, I wasn't sure what bag I had them in.
Right.
So this is the start of it. It's like a hat. If I decide I don't want to make an owl out of it, I can make a hat. So I'm using these 2 colors.
That'll be pretty.
Yeah, put this one in the cardiac. And this is actually a pretty fast knit. So, and this is my Mama's Sea Owl bag that I absolutely love to pieces. Okay, now I think that's it for whips, isn't it?
Yeah, next is FOs.
Okay, you have FOs?
Yes, I do, and you do too.
Yep. How many do you have?
1.
Okay, I want you to go first this time because
I know. I figured you would.
you've already shown this one, so I mean not this particular one, but
So this is Rumpelstiltskin, and I'm using Wild Rumpus,
Oh, that's
or I
right.
used Wild Rumpus for him.
he's adorable.
So Undead Yarn. So he's an undead bunny, and he
But his ears are the same size.
yes, well because I didn't use a different yarn because I actually had enough yarn because
He's so cute.
for Joycey Boy I didn't have enough yarn. I ran out of yarn for him.
He's so cute.
So, he gets 4 chances in Laura's because he's my pattern and undead yarn. Just like Anita will when I get done because she's your yarn. So,
But it's not counted 4 times for the project.
no. Well,
I mean when she counts how many projects are made.
oh no,
Yeah.
yeah. But yes,
Very nice.
bunny.
Okay. My finished object is one that wasn't even on the hooks last time. This is Jazzy the Owl. It's from the Loom Knit Owl pattern by Stephanie May. It took me less than a day to do this project.
Yeah, I didn't know she had it. She had started one until Dad slipped and said something.
Now this project looks a little wonky because I hadn't looked up how to change colors, so there's a little bit of wonkiness. And it uses felt. I don't do felt. So I crocheted the eyes and the beak. I love her. She's adorable. The jazz stripe colorway is the top, and I don't know what the color name is of the blue. It's one of my I love this yarns or something, but it's just stuff I had hanging around. I love her. I know she's a little wonky, but she's cute. I need to stuff her maybe just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. And you'll get your you'll find that your beak and your eyes will get less wonky too as you get used to doing more of them.
Right. Well, what happened with the eyes here was the black was very splitty, and so there's parts of it that didn't quite, make it in. But that's okay. So I have to put her with all the other owls. So that's my FO.
So that leads us on to
I have an FO.
Yes, you do have an FO.
Okay.
Shop stuff.
Okay. Do you have anything?
Not really. I mean, I've just been working on one design.
Are we gonna do shop stuff before we do stash enhancement?
Oh, I forgot about stash enhancement. Yeah, let's do stash enhancement.
Do you have any?
I have 2. Wait. Well, 3. And one of them that you already saw with the pink yarn.
Well, I have 2.
Let me. Mom gave me Knit Bunnies. Same designer who does that little baby bunny that I'm currently knitting. Well, not right now knitting, but it's on my needles. So really cute. It comes with a little vest.
So adorable.
So very cute. It'll probably take me a while to get to this because I don't knit toys quite as fast as I crochet them. Because I like knit toys, but I prefer crochet ones.
Well, there was a reason for it.
Yeah.
And that was number 1 on your list.
Yes. And I'll let you go after me. I got some from Deluxe. It smells good in here.
We're actually moving along pretty quickly.
All things considered.
Yeah.
Self-Care Blend Herbal Tea is the little one. I had some of that. I can't drink this one for a little while, even though it's low caffeine. That's berries and black tea. Black tea, Rubios, strawberry bits, raspberry leaves, blackberry extract, jasmine essence. Love and gratitude. I needed some more Rejuvenation Blend Herbal Tea. that has ginger in it.
Is that a white tea?
No, it's just a ginger. It really is just ginger root, lemon peel, apple pieces, licorice root, rose petals.
So it's infusion.
It's an infusion versus a tea. But that's really good if your stomach's bothering you. I've been having cuddle time herbal tea before I go to bed.
It's got chamomile in it.
It's got chamomile, yeah. It's chamomile, rubios, peppermint leaves, vanilla essence, love, gratitude. Ease herbal tea. I need to open this one, actually. Hibiscus, orange peel, rose hips, rubios tea, peppermint, licorice root, raspberries, milk thistle, passion flower, lavender, lemon balm, calendula, raspberry essence.
And thank you for everybody who told us what calendula was.
Yes, thank you. And relaxing spa blend herbal tea, lemon verbena, lavender, lemon balm, lemon peel, lemongrass, no caffeine. So all these relaxing teas, which is good.
I need to find the name of the one we had today. I like that one.
That one is Happy Hour.
Yeah. Okay, my first stash enhancement. I saw this, you know, those sidebars on Ravelry when you're looking at projects, you're answering email or whatever, and private messages, and you see these things pop up. Well, I followed one of them, and I got this little book of yarn dyeing from It's a Stitch Up. And what it has is it only has 4 methods of dyeing, but it gives you an introduction how dyeing works, choosing your yarn for what dyeing, pigments, dye safety, general techniques. You know, pretty much I have a knowledge of most of that, but how to fix the color and stuff like that. But I have it all in a place where I can find it without going through all the pages. It's right here. And then it has techniques, and it has 4 different techniques. Look at that yarn, isn't that pretty?
That is very pretty.
It has how to do speckled yarn, which I wanted something that I could actually look at. It has painting. It has dip dyeing and immersion dyeing. So this is going to be a very nice little. It's a pocket size. So if I don't have enough, if I don't have time or don't have a lot of space and I just want to do something different, I have this. And they sent me this nice little card. They're out of Europe because this is metric. It's all metric, and I think the original price was in pounds. It came from Royal Mail, so it was England, I think. Let's see, I'll tell you. Customs declaration, Great Britain. So I'm really happy with that. Then we got the package from Cappy, the one that came with those lovely stitch markers, okay? And this was Talia's.
Hey, thank you. It's some decaf tea.
Which is really thoughtful. We showed you the stitch markers that came in. She sent Davina some beading supplies. Cappy, she was really excited about these.
Yes, she was.
And I think they're like little kits. Rosy Posy. I don't know if they're different. I'm not sure what they are, but they're really cute. Oh, they're pin or ornament, so she'll like that. She'll probably make necklaces out of these. There's Rosy Posy. Guardian. Oh, there's a Guardian Angel in here.
Oh, that'll be good.
That's nice. And there's a. I don't want to take all of these out because Davina hasn't a chance to really look at them. Shop till you drop. Oh my gosh. Oh, Cappy, you just hit her right on the head.
Yes, she would totally shop till she drops.
She would. And then whimsical pin ornament. She's going to love these. So thank you very much for thinking of Davina, Cappy. Also in this package came in the prize for the giveaway that we're doing. The red yarn that we bought from Cappy. It's a DK weight in her Ms. Scarlet colorway.
This one smells really good, Mom. The bean cherry with almond.
Oh, it does. This, okay.
This might be tea I take away.
Make sure it's not, yeah, it's all cat.
It's all decaf.
Oh, this is really soft. She did not kid me. Yeah, this is really soft. This is.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
This is vanilla. Let's see. Okay, she got the menu on here. I don't want to confuse myself. This is Ms. Scarlet DK Singles, and this is a beautiful colorway. I think it's 200 and. Let me see. I want to say that it's 246 yards. I don't see on here. Here we go. Let's see. 240 yards, 100 grams, 100% superwash merino, hand wash, lay flat to dry. Now, as with all brightly colored yarns, reds are really difficult, blues and greens. Whoever gets this, I would suggest you wash it separately the first few times you wash it.
Because really saturated colors tend to bleed. No matter who dyes.
I know Cappy set this several times, and you know she had a little bleeding come out of it still. So just be careful when you wash it the first few times. And this, her shop is the Cappy, it's the Yarn and I Etsy shop, okay? And this is her logo. It's an ice cream with a skein of yarn.
Oh, that's fun.
Okay, and what was a surprise is she created a colorway based on my logo. So this is mine. It's Lady Furnico Superwash DK 115 grams, and this is 250 yards of DK weight, 100% superwash merino wool, machine wash cold or hand wash, and lie flat to dry.
That's even prettier outside of the bag.
Isn't that gorgeous? Now, Cappy, I'm sorry, this is going to be a toy, so it goes upstairs in my bed because I'm keeping this. This is absolutely gorgeous, and what it's based on is my Lady Furnico Creations logo.
And maybe she'll have some left over for my blanket.
Maybe. I'm going to use as much as I can. This is just beautiful, and it's very, very soft. Thank you very much, Cappy. So this one goes in, this is your prize, whoever wins the giveaway, and this is mine. And it was a very, very, very generous package that she gave to us. So thank you very much, Cappy.
Thank you.
That's much appreciated. I'm sorry for the crinkling. Cappy, I need to get in touch with you also to see where you get your packaging materials, because I think it's lighter weight than the stuff I've been using, and I don't want to have to charge more than I have to for shipping. Okay, that takes care of that. I'll put this in here for now.
That leads on to shop news.
It does.
Oops, it's a bunny. Where my bookmark go?
Okay. Now, okay, so what do you have?
I don't have any.
Oh, you don't? You don't have anything to say at all?
Nope.
Okay.
Because I'm still working on a design currently.
I showed you my my Flights of Fancy last week. This one is Blushing Flamingos. Yes, I know I have a lot of pink. I'm trying to use up some of my dyes. This is pinks and reds. You can't see the reds because it's kind of, it's in there. You can tell it shades some of the yarn.
But it's definitely different than...
Yeah. It's,
well, you can't tell, but it is
different. It is. It's quite different. It's very different. It's got fuchsia and red, okay, in here. And this, now, when I do different renditions of this, it'll come up, sometimes it'll be a little more red, sometimes it'll be more pink. But this is, because that's the nature of hand-dyed yarn. But this is actually Blushing Flamingos, 246 yards, 100 grams, 100% superwash merino wool. And this one is one of those that you want to wash separately for the first few washings. But it's really a nice, I like the colorway. And I can see the red here. I can see the, I don't know if you can see the reds.
Yeah, I can see
and
it
the pinks.
a little bit.
So you can see here that it's got different, that shows some of the red. If you can see the red on top a little bit. So I did a couple of these because I'm trying to make way so I can do some of my other colorways because I have a lot of pink right now. But I'm getting through it pretty quickly.
Well, it takes a fair amount of pink to dye up something, right?
Well, the regular pink takes a fair amount to do just a little bit. The fuchsia is a little bit less, it's more intense, so it doesn't take up quite as much for the fuchsia. And I may do a flat fuchsia to use that one up, or I might do something else. I don't know. But these are my Blushing Flamingos. They will be up in the shop. I'm going to have a shop update as soon as I can get my husband to get some pictures, or I might have to take some pictures on my own. Now, someone had made a really nice comment on the last podcast thread. I think it was Sally. Who said that my last green yarn, this one, which is a DK weight, okay, end of summer, summer's end. It says end of summer. The next ones will probably be summer's end. this is a DK weight, would go really well with my Good Morning Sunshine.
And it really will.
And I do have 2 in the shop, and this is what it will look like. Just saying, if anybody's interested
that would be such an amazing
in making
shawl.
turtles or a shawl or something like that, I do have 2 of these, and I have 3 of these. Just saying, if anybody's interested, it's not. I'm not trying to push the yarn. I just thought it was really interesting that.
And she's right. She's totally right.
She's totally right. I thought it was, and I didn't see it. So I wanted to thank Sally for mentioning that and show you what she was seeing.
She was actually sitting there trying not to take it out of the shop herself.
Yes.
And
have to give people a chance. So these are all going in the shop. I'll have these yarns are going in the shop.
Because when she was trying to think of colors, what she was going to do to make Kay's shawl, that asymmetrical, she kept coming back to the yellow and green and then having to tell herself, no, I can't take this out of the shop.
No. So I'm going to be putting in the DK Flights of Fancy, the DK End of Summer, and the DK Blushing Flamingos. And then I'll have some other yarn going up as well that I just have to finish putting the listing on, because I already have pictures of those. So I will be having an update in the next several days, I hope. And I guess that's about it for me for updates. I will be having a sale, I hope, in the next couple of weeks once I get everything listed. Okay.
Autobiography.
I finished my book, my
The book you're reading?
my Draw of Kings, so I can start something else. I dragged it out because I really liked the book, but I had to finish it, so it's done. And I've been reading also Queen of Apostles.
Don't you like the next one in the series or something?
No, that's done. I'm done with it now.
Oh.
I'm done with both of the series.
I didn't realize that.
They suggested a couple other books. You know, they say, well, if you like this, you might like that. And they're pretty good, I think. They won't give me something with swear words and situations if I've got Christian authors that I'm reading. So that's good. But I did some writing to the shared story. In fact, I know I keep saying this every week, but I really am close to finishing now. It's just that we had some stuff derail us this week. So
yeah. For me, I had listened to a little bit of Poirot Investigates at the beginning of the week, but I haven't listened to that much more. What I don't have on here is on YouTube. You know where YouTube will show things that you might like. For some reason, random things about Stargate SG-1 started coming up. And that's a TV show. I guess that was, what, late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah, it's a great show with Richard Dean Anderson and
Michael Shanks, Amanda Tapping, Christopher Judge.
Yeah.
It was, the original movie had Kurt Russell.
And David Slater?
Something like
Is
that.
it David Slater? Something Slater.
Something like that.
Something Slater.
Those actors never played those characters again, and honestly, when you think of those characters, you don't think of the movie.
Right.
Even
the
though
only one who came back from the movie was the one who played Skara.
Two. Goodfather came back.
Yeah,
too.
Goodfather came back. Goodfather played, if you're in the movie, if you know the Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser, Goodfather played the one who was in the museum with
The curator.
Edie, the curator, when he said, "Sons of the Pharaoh,
Yes.
send me flies, locusts, anything but you."
He tends to work in that kind of movie.
Yeah.
But those are the only two they pulled from the original movie into the TV show. They didn't even grab the original actress for Charade, which was kind of a shame. She was a pretty little girl.
She was.
I didn't care for the girl they had her playing her in the show as much.
Right.
But yeah, it was. I forgot how much I enjoyed the TV show. In high school I used to write fan fiction for SG-1.
We were big SG-1 people.
I used to be told that I could, when people would read it, they could hear Christopher Judge, who plays Teal'c, introducing the episode, because he usually was the one who would be like on previous episodes, you know, because he has an awesome deep voice.
But it wasn't the same when he grew his hair.
No.
Yeah.
Well, your heyday for that show is the period of time when the whole original team is together.
And the other team is good.
But it's just not the same show anymore.
It's not the same show anymore.
And the original team just had such a good chemistry, and that was Colonel Jack O'Neill, who is played
Richard
by
Dean
Richard Dean Anderson, which is funny because it's like the exact opposite character
MacGyver.
as MacGyver. Jack loves guns.
Yes. Explosions.
I mean, they both love explosions,
Yes.
but Jack loves guns. His answer is usually shoot something. But
blow it up.
blow it up. Yeah, he's in charge of SG-1. And then you have Captain Samantha Carter, who is Amanda Tapping. Daniel Jackson, Dr. Daniel Jackson, who is
Michael Shanks.
Michael Shanks, and he was always my favorite.
Yes, mine too.
Although I love that
Jack.
whole.
Oh, the team is great.
The team is amazing. And then Teal'c,
The alien.
the alien. Yes, but really good show. One of the doctors at work and I will make random SG-1 references, and no one else knows who we're talking about.
It's like having a secret language.
Oh yeah, people think we're incredible nerds because we'll just start making references to Stargate, and they're just like, okay.
It's a great show. The only thing I don't like, if you watch the first episode on TV, it's okay. But if you watch it on the disc, you have to be careful. They have a scene of full frontal nudity,
Right, which is absolutely
Which is not
unnecessary and
necessary.
wasn't in the original TV show. So skip past that part in the first episode and you're fine, because nothing else in the show does anything like that. It was really weird. Like, it wasn't in the original, because we watched the pilot
Right.
on TV and it didn't have it. They added it to the disc.
Yeah, it was just they must have had it filmed, but they couldn't get it on TV. So
Yeah. So
which was disturbing. But anyway, okay. I was going to say something while you were talking, but I forgot what it was, so it couldn't have been too important. All right. We want to thank everybody who made comments on YouTube, Victorian Studio, Angela, Rena, and Sally. And if anybody else made coupons. Wow. Anybody else made comments on the YouTube channel and I missed it, I apologize. I thought I checked before I got, sat down to podcast, and I thought I had everybody.
And I read everybody's comments. I've tried responding a couple of times. It's just been a really interesting week.
That's putting it mildly.
So I haven't really been in the mind to do anything but kind of veg.
Yeah.
As evidenced by the 20 million squares I got.
So we also thank people who have commented on the thread in the group, and who all of you who are participating in the cows, both the autism, the cardiac read along and the tortoise versus hare. They're really going very strong.
Yes.
I love all the support we're seeing there, all the items that are being made. It's just wonderful to see. I'm being enabled very much, even if I'm not able to do a whole lot right now. I finally got caught up. I was caught up when I sat down. Well, before I sat down, I think I sat down, I saw like 5 or 10 responses up again for both the cardiac and the tortoise versus hare, and that's okay. I like that. I like to see activity. I'd much rather see activity than dead space.
Right.
So that's really wonderful. I think we're podcasting on Monday again next week, right?
That should be. I know I think the week after that I have some training for work. But next Monday we should have a go. The only thing that might... the only thing we might mess it up is if they get an opening for the cardiologist.
Right. So just keep an eye on the threads. We always try to let you know if we're going to have an unscheduled change in our recording schedule. We'll probably put it up in the announcements. We could put it up as a thread. So just keep an eye on the thread if you think we're getting long without podcasting, because we usually let you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else we need to talk about?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. We want to wish everybody a wonderful week filled with knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy, and we hope to see you here again next week in the Woman Cave. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 270, and that's a wrap.